Hey guys, I got a really good one for you today. I want to talk to you about something that is going on in the dating community right now. That when I very first learned about it, I was very, very upset. I was mad at first, but I've had a lot of time to reflect over this situation and this thing that's going on right now. And ironically enough, at the back end of all this thinking or reflecting that I've done, I kind of look at what's going on in a positive light. I can put a positive spin on this and sleep okay at night. Like I said, when my very first initial reaction was one of anger and just plain out disgust and disappointment and all these kinds of things. So I want to talk to you a little bit about that today, because maybe you're a guy out there who's going through something like this, or maybe you're a girl out there who's participated in something like this or seen this sort of thing going on, and maybe you weren't sure how to think about it or what to do with it. But the thing that I'm talking about, guys, is there's a thing uh, that goes on online. There's these groups on Facebook, and it's called "Are We Dating the Same Guy?" Facebook groups, right? These, to my understanding, um, they are present pretty much at least everywhere in my country here in the United States, and yeah, not surprised at all if this sorts of thing goes on in other parts of the world, maybe other westernized countries or whatever you want to say. But get online, check it out for yourself, or ask some of your girlfriends if they've seen it or heard about it. Odds are, I think they probably have if they're on Facebook. And if not, I'm sure you could just do a quick Google search and learn all that you need to know. But these Facebook groups or these online communities where these girls get online and they post pictures of guys they've met on online dating platforms, and they kind of have a discussion about maybe their experiences that they might have had with you already, or they're wondering if anybody knows you, or wondering if somebody knows what your deal is. And I think very specifically, as the name of the group implies, it's like you've got these women out there that are trying to figure out, if you're out there dating other people while they're trying to date you, maybe, or just trying to see if you're a good guy, or see, like I said, what your deal is. Okay. And I mean, this sort of thing to me is just absolutely fucking ridiculous and completely unfair. You have this platform where anybody can say anything about you, right? Post your personal details up, post your photos, all these sorts of things, and that you have this online community that's more or less unchecked. That's just any sort of discussion can go on about you as a guy, as a person, as an individual. That you know anybody can say anything they want about you, and it there's absolutely no way to prove if any of these things are untrue, or if there's validity, or if there's any of these things to them. And I look at this very specifically. I think this is slander, plain and simple. I think this is just like smearing people unfairly, in a ridiculous way that is just it's just sickening. I mean, it's just so freaking dumb. Okay, that people feel compelled to do this, women specifically. Okay, so that's the first point that I want to talk to you guys about as I've reflected upon this point here. Okay, I believe that any woman that does something like this, with a guy's photos from an online dating site, first of all, is a completely highly insecure woman to begin with. Okay, somebody that's that unsure of herself, this is the mind of an insecure individual, very, very first and foremost. Okay, and if you want to dig deeper, I would venture to say that most of the women on these platforms are probably those people of society that are, they don't have a lot of success with guys. They're frustrated by men. They probably don't keep themselves up. They're probably, for lack of a better term, they're probably just ugly people, from a personality standpoint, from a look standpoint, certainly from an integrity standpoint. These are ugly people. And there's a reason why they're not having success. And it's very likely, I believe, related to this point of insecurity, okay, which is the very first and foremost thing that you guys need to understand about these personality types that do this sort of thing. Okay, so the second thing I want to throw at you guys is, like, imagine if you as a man did this same sort of thing, right? You get online, you form some little Facebook group, you say, "Are we dating the same girl?" Right? You get on there and post her pictures and her personal data and all this kind of stuff. You're out there snooping around trying to figure out what she's up to in the time when she's not spending with you. I mean, first of all, I hope that you can see how that would communicate that you as a man would be a completely highly insecure person to do something like that, right? First of all. Second of all, I think if a guy did this, that would be considered like stalker behavior, right? Trying to check up on somebody when you don't have your eye on them or they're not around you. And, you're so insecure if she's out there dating some other guy. So you've got to lob this thing out there into the world and, throw some string out there and hope somebody bites on it and gives you some sort of data to validate that, oh, she's not dating somebody else. She is. Who knows? I mean, ridiculous. Like even any data that comes back through that sort of medium is like, I hope that you as an intelligent human and as an intelligent man would like right away be like very suspect of like, I don't know if I'm getting the real truth here even to begin with, What if it's somebody that, was just like pissed off because this last girl rejected him or whatever, any number of things, right? Now they're out there slandering them just because they don't like them or they felt slighted or whatever it is, right? Like I said, I hope you guys can see that, like I said, this data source, first of all, hopefully you would deem to be like completely ridiculous and invalid. But like I said, the biggest point here, we all know as guys, like that stalker energy sends like women running in the other direction so readily and so quickly. And just like think about that, like, for you guys that might have experienced this with women out there, like that is kind of a stalker behavior in a woman as well, right? It's insecure behavior, going back to that first point that I made. And that's just like a huge, huge issue, to consider here. And like I said, at the very end of the day, I talk with you guys and you girls so much on this channel about having integrity in this world and in this life and in the conduct of all your matters. And that like on the back end of this, circling back to those women that get on this site and participate in such a way, does that sound like somebody that has integrity? Does that sound like somebody who is like willing to like voluntarily like violate your sense of privacy, right? Somebody that doesn't even know you potentially, or somebody that met you, maybe once in their life, you met online and they have this like photo of you and they're posting it online. They want to know like all these like details about you. Is that the conduct of a person with integrity, a secure person? Like I said, like somebody that you really want to involve yourself with. And that's kind of like on the very back end of all this anger and all this ire and all this like hatred, all these like emotions that I experience is like, I can look back at it and say that like very ironically, even the fact that like I myself landed on this site multiple times now. I've had friends of mine, good men, good people land themselves on this site now, like in a similar way. Like I said, on the back end of that, guys, this might be saving you a shitload of heartbreak and just, not even, let's say heartbreak, just say like stress and like keeping you away from somebody that is going to just stress you out and be a bad person in your life, most likely. Okay. They're kind of taking themselves off the table, right? Like imagine this, like you've got a girl out there that, you might just be starting to get to know. And, if she's really the type of person that's going to go on Facebook and try to like snoop you out and try to like see what your deal is like through that sort of avenue and not make her own like judgment, her own read, her own like give you a chance as a man, as a human, to earn her trust or to violate her trust or whatever is going to happen, in the real world, right? If she's the type of person that she's going to go online and put some sort of stock and maybe not date you or not give you a chance because of what she read on some stupid fucking Facebook group, that is not a woman you want to involve yourself with, first of all. So you're saving yourself a whole lot of time, okay? In maybe not even getting the chance to get to know her at all in the beginning, right? Because she's the type of person that's on here and that subscribes to this sort of stuff. Okay, so this, I think, guys, very specifically in some twisted way, as shitty as it is for you to see your pictures online and people see these little girls online like conversating about you and throwing out shit that may or may not be true. I think that will help you avoid a psychopathic and insecure woman at the end of the day. Okay, so think about that, and try to keep that in the back of your mind, right? And one other thing I want to throw at you guys is that this business about are we dating the same guy? Okay, I want you guys to go back and think as well about your life experiences as you went out there and you've dated women. Okay. before you guys actually have that "are we committed" talk, you actually agree, that you both come to an understanding that you're now either in a relationship or you're agreeing to not go out there and date other people, right? You're a confirmed item, you're a confirmed pair, you're like an agreed upon, like, you know in a place of unity, let's say, whatever way that's going to go down in your dating situation, right? Until you've had that definition, until you've had that talk, I mean, like I said, guys, like, think about you and your dating pursuits. Like, until your boyfriend, girlfriend, that girl most likely, and has every right, by the way, to be out there dating other people and meeting other guys. And like, how hard it is to freaking like face that reality and like just keep trying to put yourself out there and keep trying to court this woman and keep trying to go after it, right? You don't go online and like do some little maneuver like this. It's like, because in the back of your mind, you understand reality, right? Until you're committed, you can go out there and date whoever you want, right? I'm not saying like go out there and sleep with multiple people and do bad things and do wrong things, but just the insinuation is this notion of like, are we dating the same guy? You might be dating the same guy. That's like how dating works since the dawn of time. I guarantee you guys, like, every woman on the face of this earth has done this sort of thing. And yes, like us as guys, like we do these same sorts of things at the same time. Like, you're trying to meet people. You might go out on a couple dates here or there with multiple different people. Like, that's the name of the game. That's how this goes. And it's like, for women to be like making these Facebook groups and trying to make it like there's something wrong with that, or they're trying to out you, or they're trying to like catch you in a lie, or like some whatever, is just absolutely ridiculous. Okay. One last thing I wanted to do for you guys is I wanted to read an excerpt from one of these posts that a friend sent me about another friend in town here that happened to be in a certain or a similar situation. And I just want to leave that with you. And I want us all to reflect on that just a little bit here. Sorry about that, but I found it here. So the excerpt, I'm reading just straight off the screenshot that a friend of mine sent to me. Are we dating the same guy in my local area? Blah, 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 whatever it is. A woman gets on there, posts pictures of this guy. I know the guy, right? Oh, and 66 comments, by the way, in response to this, which I wasn't able to read them all, unfortunately. But anyways, girl says, any thoughts here? He went from love bombing to hot and cold. Wonder if it's because he has a girlfriend. Name is such and such in such and such town. Okay. Very short and simple here, guys. But like, how many of us as men have had a woman that's gone hot and cold on you, right? How many freaking times have you been through that, right? It's a part of dating. It's a part of life. It's a part about learning. It's a part about this whole process, right? And you got these girls out there that just can't stand when situations go on like that. And like I said, the big high level thing here, these are very, very insecure women that do this sorts of things. Like I said, guys, that's the silver lining. At the end of the day, you need to avoid these women. It's in a twisted way. All this bullshit that goes on, it kind of helps you at the end of the day from staying away from the crazies. Okay, so that's all I'm trying to say here, guys. All right. I want to know from you guys out there. Please ring in the comments and share your thoughts on this. And I also want to hear from you ladies out there, you girls out there that know me, know my message, know integrity in your lives. I want to know how you think about women that do this out there in the dating sphere. What's your thoughts on it? Okay. Let's have a constructive discussion maybe in the comments down there. Okay. All right, guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Talk to you all soon.